Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm super excited to be back today making a video that is near and dear to my heart and an issue that I still face to this day, and that is creating while you're in school. Now, this goes out to all my young creators, as we do have older creators like Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat. There are some people who catch their break a bit later, but for the most part, you're younger, you're in your teens, you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, and more often than not, you're in school or some form of education. And a lot of the times, or most of the time, you're not in school for what you're creating for. Like, you're not in school for art or for photography or video. There are many people that are, but there are a lot of us that, like me, for example, who is in marketing. Yes, a lot of these things do overlap and intertwine, and they do kind of make sense, but they don't directly correlate a lot of times like I have personally. So I run into that issue a lot of times where I have a lot more school, I have a lot more priorities, a lot more responsibilities for school, and I don't find time to create and do what I love, and I start to lose the passion, and it scares me, and I don't want to lose it. So I really wanted to give you all some of the tips that I've learned from myself and definitely from others as well, how to kind of gauge school and organize your life so that you can create consistency and really love what you're doing without feeling guilty, because at the end of the day, that's what I was feeling. I was feeling guilty for not being able to put the same amount of time in for school as I could for creating, and that would create this divide where on one end I would not be doing enough school and I wouldn't be doing well, or I wouldn't be creating enough and I just feel sad and down. So it's always good to find that happy medium, and that's what I'm trying to bring to you today. So let's check it out. So the first aspect of all this, and this is kind of the overarching theme of being a creator in school, is organization. You have to be organized, not just with what you create and when you do it, your entire life, because everything starts to come together when you start to plan things out in your calendar and with your day planner on your phone or whatever you use to plan it, with all the aspects in your life, like with your friends, your girlfriend, your family, your school, your work. There are a lot of things, but everything becomes easier when you plan and you organize. Trust me, take it from me. I used to be a slob. Everything, like my room was in disarray, everything was a mess. I wouldn't have a calendar or any sort of way to track my stuff, and it was awful because I didn't know what was going on half the time. I would forget everything and I'd have so many people mad at me and I wouldn't get anything done. So take it from me that organization is not just the key to creating, it is the key to life and being happy, and that leads into you being able to create more. So when you section and chunk off time, that means you allocate time towards that, and you still have time to do the other things because you know, okay, 3 to 4 I can work on my video, or 5 to 6 I can edit. Whatever it may be, at least you know when it is. You can structure everything else around it, or vice versa, and you have time for everything else. You still have time to study, you still have time to be with your friends, and you're not feeling like you're missing out on things. So organize your entire life, especially time for creating if that's really what you want to do. And what comes with organization ultimately is less stress. When you have everything packaged nicely together, your family, your friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, anything and everything is all well-rounded, and you know that time and slot to create, you don't feel stressed. You don't feel crazy about creating something, or guilty, or just it crowding your mind. So it really impacts everything, and it'll get your life a lot faster on track while you get to do what you love. Trust me. So this next tip actually came from a friend of mine named Quentin. He's also actually I don't know if you would call him a YouTuber, but he's on YouTube. He makes videos regarding kind of like self-help and self-improvement, and just kind of being honest with yourself and working with yourself mentally. Great videos. I highly suggest you listen to them if you're really into that, and they've helped me personally, so go check him out. Great guy. But one of the things he mentioned while we were having brunch one time is, don't think you have to cram everything into one session. For me, that was one of the things holding me back, allowing me to just not create in general. I would just think, you know what, everything has to be done in one go. I have to make the video in this time slot, or I have to go make photos right now and then edit them right after. No, you really don't. You can section things off so it's a lot less intimidating for you. A lot of the reasons why people don't want to create or don't want to follow their side hobby or their passion is because a lot of times they don't compartmentalize it. They don't break it into sections that are more manageable, more digestible. So really make sure that if you have a process, and it can really apply to anything, let's say video editing or photo editing. For my videos, for instance, right now, I do that exact same process. I shoot them, and then who knows, maybe a week or so later I'll edit them, or maybe the same day I'll edit them. It depends how much time I have, but I break them up into shooting, editing, even further editing, audio checking, whatever it may be, and then posting. But there's a whole array of things that goes into making these videos, and I don't do them all at once because that would scare me, and that would discourage me from actually making the video itself, and it would never come out. And that's the problem I had before, and now it just becomes a lot more easier because I don't have that pressure anymore. So make sure you break things down and don't force yourself to do it all at once, because you're gonna end up hating it and yourself. So that's a good one as well. So my third tip might seem a little rudimental or straightforward, but it comes down to taking it seriously. Take it seriously. You don't want to start this and go like, oh, okay, yeah, it's kind of a thing, or it's like a little side project I do. If you really like it, if you're really into it, that's great, but then go for it. Like, really make an effort at it. If you're just a hobbyist photographer, or you're just a fun side painter, or you like drawing, that's great, do that. But if you really want to make something of it, if you want to, say, like post videos to the internet that are really well adored, or you want to get more likes on your photos, or you want to generate a bigger audience for yourself, you have to put in the effort. You have to take it seriously and not just let it be some sort of hobby or side project, or something that you occasionally work on. And that comes with the previous 2 points I talked about. It is about organizing your life and compartmentalizing it, and that leads into you taking it more seriously. Because when I started taking those steps, I went, okay, maybe I can do this. It becomes more viable, and that's when it becomes more of a serious thing for you. It becomes a bigger part of your life, and you actually make something of it. Because a lot of people pick up these things and they immediately think they can't take it somewhere. They immediately think, oh, it's photography, or it's video, oh, it's painting or drawing or sculpting or whatever it may be, and you start a creation or art form, and they go, you know what, I can't take it anywhere. Why bother? Why bother taking it seriously? Why bother like making anything of it? And yeah, that makes sense to some people because they don't want to devote the time and they don't feel as passionately about it. But if you really like it and you feel passionately about it, be serious about it, and everything else will fall into place, because you'll make the effort to become organized. You'll make the effort to put more time into it and be serious about it, and everything just kind of comes together, and you as a person, as an artist and creator, become better and better and better. So that is a prime example of moving forward. So yeah. All right, so one of the last things I want to talk about is developing consistency, and that's one of the hardest things to do, because a lot of the times people jump into these things going, you know what, oh, I got a new camera, or I learned all these things, and I have all these video editing techniques, or whatever it may be, like a lot of these things that I've experienced myself. And you do it a couple of times, you make a couple of great photos, edit them, you make a few videos that look great, and you post them on YouTube. But the typical graph of progression or your kind of timeline of this is it starts off great, jumps up a little bit, and then goes straight down, because no one really wants to put in the effort afterwards, because you don't develop that routine, you don't develop that organization, you don't let it fall into your schedule, and don't let it become a thing for you. So developing consistency is a huge key after you've obviously gathered all these other points about organization and bringing it into your life. Once you have those, be consistent, because that's how you grow. That's how you grow your audience. That's how you gain more recognition, and that's how it starts to envelop your life, and that's how it starts to become a part of you, is having that consistency and putting out more so people can see more. You get better, and everything just kind of comes together when you start being consistent. Everything that I talked about before all pours into consistency, and it just helps you become better as an artist, as a person, as a creator, whatever you want to be or call it, and it just works out in every aspect. So consistency is key. All right, we are almost done with this video. I have one last point to hit off on, and that is probably the biggest one that I want to get through to you this video, and that is, don't feel guilty. Once you have not mastered, but have gotten a hold of all the other points that I've mentioned with organization, taking it seriously, compartmentalizing it, once it becomes a part of your life and it's easy to manage it, it makes it a whole lot easier to not feel guilty about it. Because me personally, I felt guilty on a number of occasions when I've wanted to go out and shoot, or I've wanted to make a video, or I wanted to create something, and in the back of my mind I'm going, you know what, this is getting in the way of my school, this is getting in the way of my studies. And it's sometimes for a lot of people hard to get past that blockade, because it comes down to that balance. But once you have all these things down, I guarantee you will feel less guilty. Because, for example, if you have a lot of work to do in a day, say you have a bunch of homework assignments and questions and stuff you have to do with group projects, you know, school does a lot of stuff. You do all those things throughout the day, you're planning, you're organized, you wake up early, you have your breakfast, do everything throughout the day. 6 o'clock comes, you have your dinner. Afterwards, when you've done everything, you chip away at a video, you film a bit, or you do a bit of editing. You work away at it and you fulfill that part in yourself, going that, you know what, I did something, I worked towards creating a project for myself, or I worked towards creating something that I could put out into the world. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel that you've actually contributed towards something that you like. But you also have the balance of doing your work that you had to do for school, and hopefully getting the grades that you want and have to. But it brings that balance, and it takes away a lot of that guilt that was previously there, because you're either doing too much school and not having any enjoyment for yourself to create or do things that you like, or you're creating too much and you're going like hog wild, and then you leave no time for school, and then everything falls and breaks. And yeah, so again, find that balance, and organizing your life really plays into that, and you lose that guilt. For me personally, and I think a lot of people go through that as well. So yeah. Okay, that is it for this video. I really hope this provided some help to you, shed some light on how you can be a modern creator in this day and age while going to school, because it's just getting harder and harder every year, speaking personally. But yeah, I really hope you can use these and incorporate them into your own life. Let me know how they go, if they actually work for you. But yeah, because I face a lot of these things every day, every week, and I've worked hard to try and mitigate them so that I don't get frustrated at myself and quit eventually. So, but yeah, that's the end of the video. I'm really happy you could watch. We got some value out of it. Again, leave some comments down below on any other videos you want to see, any questions you have. I'm always more than happy to answer them. Please leave a like. That really helps the video with the algorithm, apparently. If you like the video, it puts it up top and helps other people see it. I really want people to see this video and hopefully affect as many people as I can. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one, and it's been a blast, so take it easy.